Hi friends, my name is Erin and this is Daily Elevations. Welcome and thank you for joining. I said yesterday we were going to do some body stuff, but when I was meditating today, I kind of got a different hit to go in the direction of mind stuff and really working towards resilience. Resilience is defined as that quality that allows some people or some situations to bounce back quickly from challenge or tragedy. So resilience is what we are all looking for right now. And I wanted to talk about a few key pieces in my life where I could feel myself being like, oh, I could get lost down this rabbit hole through some of the challenges I've experienced. But the way that I brought them back, because resilience, yes, it is a quality, but what makes up that quality? What actions, what behaviors, what things can we contribute to our own resilience with? So the first thing that I want to say is that everything has that beat, that moment where we recognize, oh, this is bad. And even resilient people, especially resilient people, they're not head in the clouds kind of like not noticing what's going on, although sometimes that can make us very resilient as well, just through sheer naivety. But there is usually that moment of, oh, wow, this is a thing. I've got to pay attention to this, right? And sometimes it's a thing that hits us physically. Sometimes it's a thing that just hits us mentally, emotionally. But depending on how hard it hits us, step one is noticing, have I gone totally into that reptilian stress brain? Am I in fight or flight or low grade fight or flight right now? Or am I actually working with all of my senses around this problem? Einstein, I love to quote this particular thing, says that you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. And while maybe we did not create the problem that has hit us, if we keep running the same pattern, we're stuck in that same thing. If it's the same fear, if it's the same worry, like we have to get fully out of that. So the things that we can do are the deep self-care kind of stuff, to call the friend that's going to lift us up, to change our state. We want to do the meditation, the dance party, anything to get you feeling happy and free. Because if we are feeling happy and free, most likely our frontal cortex will be on and we can actually really problem solve with new perspectives and those complex ideas coming through. So one, when looking to be resilient, you want to get out of that fight or flight place and into that place of calm, happy, spacious joy. That's not always able to be done any moment that you choose, but somewhere, in order to be resilient, you want to take that time to just say, I'm letting the problem go, I'm getting in a good state, and then I'm going to make time to really reflect on the problem. And some of these things happen so instantaneously for me, but I'm breaking them down for you. So second is to really understand that we create our meanings. Every single person. We might not have control over what happens to us, but we always have control over the meaning and the story that we tell about it. So, for example, if someone is attacked, one person might make a story about how they are weak and how they are stupid and how they should have known better, and how the world's a scary place. That's not going to set yourself up for resilience, although it's obviously so understandable, right? Like we could all relate to that. Like I can relate to that. I know I've had those feelings before where it's like I could start to believe this. And for many years, like I did believe things like that. Or we can say, in that calm place, okay, what do I want? Not what do I naturally believe, but what do I want to believe about this? What direction do I want this to move into? And to know that you are the creator, so you can move things anyway. Sometimes they move fast, sometimes they move slow, but you are the one choosing the direction. So you could say, okay, that was terrible, and help yourself heal. And from that process of helping yourself heal, you might say, you know what? I feel really motivated and inspired to teach other people how to heal from this kind of thing, so that you now have this meaning of empowerment for yourself. You might have a story or a meaning that goes something like, you know what? I understand. I can look back and reflect and notice things that I now know, so that I am wiser and smarter and stronger, and this is never going to happen to me again. So it's not even giving it back to anybody else, but there's still this empowerment, like I am moving beyond this. I know, I'm choosing to have known everything that I need to know about this situation, and this situation is not something I'm choosing to return to. I'm taking my lessons and I'm moving on. And then about the world, you know, like we can look at the world as like it's this scary place, or we can choose to be like, again, I can see the world, or we can look at what we're grateful for. We're grateful it didn't go this other direction that something could have gone in. I'm grateful to still be alive. I'm grateful to have a support system around me, or to have found new support systems. If we go looking for support, we'll often find them, but sometimes we don't say there's going to be support for me. Like part of our story is, and I was alone. But did you reach out and find new places of support who really knew how to deal with like this kind of thing? So this is like an example, but we're in a real-time thing where some of the choices I have made around coronavirus is if and when I get it, it's going to be no big deal. I'm telling my body every day, it is strong, it is healthy, it is vibrant, its autoimmune system is top notch, it's going to get it, it's going to pass right through. I'm sending energy out to everybody. I'm trying to keep everybody safe, keep that whole world just moving through. Yes, it's a big deal, but it's not the end of the world kind of deal. And sometimes we go into the stories of like, this is the end of the world. So from taking actions and kind of putting good energy out there, I'm like, this is a thing we're moving through together. And then financially, you know, like I've certainly taken a hit, but there's a place that I'm like, I'm going to be stronger for this. That doesn't mean that I'm necessarily getting income through this the way that I was getting income before, but the idea that I'm going to be stronger for this keeps me motivated to learning new skills, to writing, and maybe creating some other forms of income that will work in the future, to re-educating myself and getting caught up on the things that I'm most passionate about, the job that I'm doing. So I am actually becoming better for this, even financially, even if I can't see it right now. So as you hear what I've said about the meaning, you might feel the third piece to being resilient that I think is important, and it's that hope. It's that light that you just keep stepping for. It's that faith that you don't need the evidence right here, right now, but you are directed in a way that is bringing you to a place of lighterness, of betterment, of hope, of a good story and a good place. So there's the meaning, so there's the get in a good state of mood, look at what's going on, look at what choices you can make, what meaning you want to make to serve the highest and the best, and then keep your attention that way. Keep hoping, keep having faith, keep moving towards that place of possibilities rather than shutting down and closing to possibilities. Because if we're not looking for possibilities, we're not going to get them. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope it gives you some nuggets to think about. Really think about the things that you're most scared about happening in the coronavirus. Have a little dance party for yourself and then reflect. What do you want this whole experience to mean for you? And start writing the story that you're going to tell a year from now when you're celebrating and things are awesome and you're remembering those times that you're laughing about in the future. That's one of the ways. That's my method. That's what I recognize I do to be as resilient as possible. There's probably some other things that we can all throw in as information and, what do you do to be resilient and to have that bounce back effect? So I hope this was helpful. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, and have a wonderful day.